Hello friends, we have been discussing the potential areas of questions relating to current affairs as part of the crash course, 30 days crash course for the prelims 2020. In the last video, we discussed about the anniversaries and particularly relating to 1919, the anniversary of the 100th anniversary of the events that took place in 1919 is being celebrated has been celebrated in 2019, and that will really give you that actually gives you a potential area of questioning, and therefore we have to focus on that. And in the last video we talked about the non-cooperation movement, other related events, and one of the other related events relating to non-cooperation movement and to 1919 is Government of India Act 1919, which was the result of Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. So, today what I am trying to tell you is that focus on the main features of Government of India Act 1919 and the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. The events that led to Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. Previously, there was another. See, now there is a transition. You have to understand one thing. During the British period, the laws that were enacted by the British, can be divided into laws of the British period can be divided into two. Those enacted by the East India Company and those enacted during the Crown Rule. Those enacted during the East India Company are two types. One is they are the Regulating Act and the Charter Act. And during the Crown Rule there are two. One is the Council Act, the other is the Government of India Acts. Right? One is Regulating Act during the East India Company Rule. There were two different laws. Sets of laws. One was Regulating Act of 1773 and Pitt's India Act of 1884, and then Charter Act 1813, 1833, 1853 likewise. The Charter Act is the license, the law to give the license to the East India Company to conduct the trade in India and Far East. And then the Councils Act, after the Crown taking over after the Queen's proclamation, the India Councils Act. India Council was formed and India Councils Act, and the last Council Act was Morley-Minto reforms, and after Morley-Minto reforms came Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. The Montagu-Chelmsford reforms were because of the World War I and the problems associated with the World War I. Secondly, the problem with respect to mismanagement of the Indian system was another important problem. And then the demand for the Home Rule League. See, this has an important connection with world history. While Home Rule League was one of the important offers that were given in Ireland, it has a connection with Irish history. Let us not go into that detail. For the mains, you focus on that as well. Then Home Rule League. Then relating to Home Rule League is the Lucknow Pact. These events led to Montagu-Chelmsford Committee, and Montagu-Chelmsford Committee recommended the enactment of a law which brought in the concept of responsible government to India. Now, understand, this is an important aspect. Responsible government means it is an important concept relating to parliamentary democracy as well. When you read parliamentary democracy in the Constitution of India and Indian polity, you will be studying about responsible government, a government that is responsible to the people through the parliament. While all parliamentary democracies would be a responsible government, there is no necessity for this responsible government concept with respect to presidential form of government. All right. So, focus on this concept of responsible government. Then they brought in another important concept called the home government, that is the India Council and others, and there were certain other changes in the legislature, and then they introduced what is called as diarchy. What is diarchy? See, these are all the aspects you have to focus on with respect to the Government of India Act 1919. These are all the potential areas. What is diarchy? Then local administration. See, these are all the areas that they have already asked in the prelims. That this was already asked in the prelims. In 2017, they asked a question relating to local governments, because that was Montagu Chelmsford Committee 100 years. So, this year also there is a potential for this being asked. Please make note of this 100 years anniversary. I hope you have understood what I have been telling you, right. And again, with respect to Government of India Act, right, with respect to Government of India Act, another important thing what I wanted to tell you is, focus on the transferred subject with respect to diarchy, focus on the transferred subject and reserved subjects. What were the transferred subjects, what were the reserved subjects, and along with that focus on one important aspect. As I already told you, the pro changes and the council entry plan. Apart from that, another important thing is focus on the public service commissions. The first time the public service commissions, the independent or autonomous public service commissions was provided for in the Government of India Act 1919, and it was the present day Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission, which was the first one to be formed in 1926. So, please do take care of these aspects with respect to 1919. I hope it is clear to you. Let us move on to the next one. Another important thing is the 100th anniversary is this year is his 100th death anniversary. So, find out from the history books, again Indian national freedom struggle, you have ample information relating to Bal Gangadhar Tilak. He was the one who talked about freedom is my birthright. So, important quote, what he called was, he is known for is the freedom as a viewing freedom as birthright, using festivals to unite people. He was the one who introduced, or he used the Ganesh Chaturthi festival for focusing on or uniting people and to gather masses. Similarly, he was for no tax campaign. That he was for no tax campaign, and he had a very close he had very close relationship with the freedom fighter from South India, VOC, and it was Bal Gangadhar Tilak who helped VOC to launch the Swadeshi shipping company. Right? Swadeshi shipping company was launched with the help of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. In fact, he also had, right, he was an extremist, and he also came out with a home rule plan. Remember, like how Dr. Annie Besant came out with a home rule plan, Bal Gangadhar Tilak also came out with a home rule plan, and focus on them, and you read them, get to know about that as well. And what was his idea, and who were all his followers in the extremist Congress side, who were all Bal Gangadhar Tilak's followers. Please take care of them. So, all these things you have to focus on. And next, as I had already told you, along with Bal Gangadhar Tilak itself, I mentioned about VOC, and VOC's 150th birth anniversary is being celebrated this year. That 150th birth anniversary of VOC, right? VO Chidambaram from Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu, South Tamil Nadu. He was the one who was spearheading, along with few other leaders. He was one important leader who spearheaded the Swadeshi movement in South India. All right, in South India, he was spearheading the Swadeshi movement, and it's an important achievement is he launched Swadeshi shipping company to compete with the British shipping companies, and that is a different history. Please do go through the history books, you will be able to understand this as well. So, along with Bal Gangadhar Tilak's 100th death anniversary, VOC's 150th birth anniversary is being celebrated. Focus on that as well. Now, next important anniversary is National Gallery of Modern Art. There can be a very simple question relating to National Gallery of Modern Art, because if it was asked that where is it located, that itself is a question. The National Gallery of Modern Art is located in Delhi, and it had organized a virtual tour of certain arts, right, virtual tour of the works made by Abhindranath Tagore and Rabindranath Tagore. It is the 159th birth anniversary of Guru Rabindranath Tagore and 150th birth anniversary of Abhindranath Tagore, his nephew. Abhindranath Tagore is a nephew of Rabindranath Tagore, and his 150th birth anniversary is taking place this year, and Rabindranath Tagore's 159th birth anniversary is taking place in 2019. Therefore, the National Gallery of Modern Art conducts a virtual tour of almost 100 works of Abhindranath Tagore. So, focus on, so this is enough, not much question can be asked over here. It is simple. Where is National Gallery of Modern Art is located, can be asked, and what is it all about? What is it actually doing? It is Gallery of Modern Arts, and collecting the pictures and other stuff, you can understand that. And it is now in news because it is celebrating or to commemorate Abhindranath Tagore's 150th anniversary. It is conducted a virtual tour, both with the paintings of Abhindranath Tagore and Rabindranath Tagore. And in fact, the most important thing what you need to understand is that we know about Rabindranath Tagore as a poet, but he also has painted, and so Rabindranath Tagore's paintings also you can focus on. Similarly, Abhindranath Tagore was one of the very important, in fact, he was the most important critic of Ravi Verma's painting, because he was of the view that Ravi Verma's paintings were not sensitizing the Indian culture. So, he wanted to focus on the Indian culture and traditions, and his paintings were more connected to that. So, focus on that must be enough. But rest of the things relating to Rabindranath Tagore, please do read in the history books as well. His participation in freedom struggle and other stuff, you can always go into the history books and understand. I hope you are able to follow what we are talking about here, and I hope it is very helpful to you. Let us come out with more current affairs and potential areas of questions in the subsequent videos. Please do subscribe, and also please do follow this. Let us travel together to surmount this exam and come out with flying colors. Wish you all the best, friends. Thank you.